Good morning, and welcome back to our series on the history of Judah. We now turn the page from the tumultuous reign of Rehoboam to his successor, a king whose story, though brief, is a stark and powerful testament to both human depravity and divine grace. Today we focus our attention on King Abijam, who ruled over the southern kingdom for a mere 3 years. His reign, found in the books of 1 Kings and 2 Chronicles, is a tragic echo of his father's choices and foreshadowing of the spiritual battles that would continue to plague Judah for generations. The scribe's initial assessment of Abijam is blunt and heartbreaking. He walked in all the sins of his father. This statement paints a clear picture of a king who, much like Rehoboam, failed to set his heart on seeking the Lord. He perpetrated the idolatry and spiritual compromise that had crept into the kingdom during his father's later years. The high places, pagan shrines, dedicated to false gods remained, and the spiritual landscape of Judah and a dark reflection of the sins of the surrounding nations. Yet even in this era of spiritual decline, we see the faithfulness of God at work, not through the king, but through his promises. The scribe makes a profound observation. For David's sake, the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem, setting up his son after him and preserving Jerusalem, because David did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and did not fail to keep any of his commandments all the days of his life, except in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. This is the central tension of Abijam's reign. A king who does evil, but is sustained by a promise made generations before. God's faithfulness is not dependent on man's perfection, but on his own eternal covenant. The lamp given to Jerusalem was the continuation of the Davidic line, a promise that, despite the unfaithfulness of individual kings, would ultimately lead to the Messiah. Abijam's existence on the throne was a testament to God's enduring commitment to his promises, even when his people had lost their way. The most defining moment of Abijam's rule came not from within his kingdom, but from a conflict with the northern kingdom of Israel, led by the wicked King Jeroboam. The two armies met at Mount Zeraim in the hill country of Ephraim. With an army half the size of Jeroboam's massive force, Judah was surrounded and seemingly doomed. But in this moment of crisis, we see Abijam rise to the occasion in a surprising way. Standing on Mount Zeraim, he delivered a powerful and spiritually driven address to the northern tribes. He boldly proclaimed the legitimacy of Judah's kingship, tracing its lineage back to God's eternal covenant with David. He condemned Jeroboam for his rebellion, his idolatry of golden calves, and his corruption of the priesthood. Abijam's speech was not a plea for peace or a display of military cunning. It was a prophetic declaration. He laid out the spiritual divide between the two kingdoms, Judah, imperfect but clinging to the true worship of the Lord, and Israel, fully immersed in rebellion and idolatry. He then turned to his own people with a rallying cry. Behold, God is with us at our head, and his priests with the signal trumpets to sound the call to battle against you. O sons of Israel, do not fight against the Lord God of your fathers, for you will not succeed. Abijam's words were a potent reminder that the Lord of hosts fights for those who are faithful to him. And true to his word, the men of Judah shouted a war cry. The trumpets sounded, and God struck down Jeroboam and his entire army. Abijam, a king who had walked in the sins of his father, was nonetheless used by God to secure a great victory, proving that even in the midst of unfaithfulness, God's promises and purposes will prevail. The story of Abijam serves as a powerful reminder for us all. His reign demonstrates that while our choices matter, God's grace is greater than our failures. His existence on the throne was a constant reminder of God's faithfulness to a promise made to a flawed man named David. And his victory over Jeroboam was a powerful lesson that true strength and success do not come from the size of our armies, or the cleverness of our strategies, but from the willingness to trust in the God who fights our battles for us. Thank you for listening, and join us again for Chapter 4 of Judah's history, where we talk about Asa, 911 to 870 BCE. He initiated religious reforms. The prophets with him were Hannah, a prophet named Oded that was mentioned in the 2nd Chronicles. God bless you guys, and follow us for more. Have a good day.